Hi, and it's Tim from the Indie Bands blog, once again with Mark Lee and Paul Jones of the Pocket Gods, who I first introduced back in October 2009. 23 LPs later, 450 releases on. Finally, we get to chat. Hi, Mark. Hi, Paul.
Hi, Tim.
Hi, Tim.
Morning.
Thanks for sparing me the time. And despite having that discography behind you, I understand there's something new coming out.
Yeah, we have a new album called In Search of the Divine, which was actually released on May Day on Academy Recordings. And you could find the meaning of life if you listen to it. But if you don't ask for your money back. And we got a show, haven't we?
In King's Cross next week, next Thursday. That is at the Water Rats, and we are showcasing the new album there. We're going to play probably about 8 songs off it, I think.
Okay. So next Thursday, that's the 16th.
Yeah, 16th.
16th. Make sure you get down to Water Rats. Definitely worth a night out, because this is a band who describe themselves as the second largest band in the village. But on our pre-chat, I understand you might be changing that.
Yeah, apparently there's a guy from Wishbone Ash from 70s Rockers has just moved in a few doors down.
I might still argue a second with that one.
Yeah, Wishbone Ash. But then I also found out there's a guy from Friendly Fires. He lives in Wheathampstead, which is the next village down. So
yeah, it's not looking good.
So when you describe St Albans as the centre of the universe, there's actually some truth in that.
Yeah,
by the sound.
it's a great music scene. Yeah, I mean you've got Enter Shikari, you've got Friendly Fires, you've got The Feeling, you've got the Pocket Gods, you've got the Zombies.
One of S Club 7.
One of S Club 7. Victoria Beckham used to live.
Well, everywhere has its downside, I suppose.
Yeah, one of
them in St Albans as well.
Kim Wilde was a barmaid at the Horn, which is the main music pub. Yeah,
right.
Can't beat Kim Wilde.
Conclusive proof.
Yeah, she's the queen of rock and roll.
And talking about local pubs, I understand that your interest in the extraterrestrial. There might be something in one of the local pubs to help with that.
Yeah, Mark was researching this, and it appears there may be a time portal in the boot, as people go in there and report several hours going missing.
That's what they tell their wives. Isn't it?
Yeah,
that's a bit like finding the meaning of life, I think. So tell me about this new album. Yeah. Is it along the same lines of where you've come from, or is it something slightly different?
Yeah, it's slightly different. It's a slightly more produced album. I guess this is probably the first properly recorded album, because usually I recorded all my albums by the Nub Manifesto, which is a lo-fi recording manifesto, which you have to follow certain rules. Like you're not allowed to use computers, not allowed to
record anything more than once.
Yeah, everything's one take, and yeah, not too much time on production, things like that. And I've just given up all my principles with this album. I've recorded it on a Mac, and yeah, and there's about 50, 60 tracks.
Was there anything particular that drove you to do that, or was it just you felt you wanted to try something new, something different?
Yeah, I've been holding out for a while from going down the computer route, but then I felt a bit restricted by the technology that I did have, and I thought, well, times are changing, bands evolve. I think it's time for the next phase, the Pocket Gods, and that it's still got the Pocket Gods sound there. Still got the crazy lyrics about UFOs and space and stuff, and the crunchy guitars, and the random stuff.
But with a nice little wall of sound as well.
Yeah, because I think we're both big Beatles fans, and
right.
I'm a big fan of Phil Spector's production, and not a lot of people are, but we are both fans. George Harrison's album that Spector produced, what's that?
All Things Must Pass.
Yeah, I love the production on that. Completely over the top, lots of reverb and
sounds like we could have some interesting songs to listen to when that. It's out, so I will get hold of a copy and make sure I do listen to some of them.
Yeah, no, thanks. Yeah, I think you'll like it. It's getting...
So you started back in. It's your 15th anniversary back in 1998.
Yeah.
I'm assuming things have changed a little bit over that time for the Pocket Gods.
Yeah, quite a bit. I mean, the only constant member has been myself. But various people have played a good role in the Pocket Gods. But I do have the original keyboard player, Noel Story, and the original. He was actually backing vocals and percussion at the time, but it's now on bass. That's Bill Johnson. So we've got like a good core of the old band. Which is, when you've got these famous bands that reunite for, gigs and tours and stuff. But we're not famous, but we've reunited. It's quite funny, really.
I have an issue when I try to describe you, because I've actually got a section on the website called Essential Indie Bands, and in my view, you guys should most definitely be there, but at the same time, you're still releasing material, and when you're in the Essential Indie Bands list, it's kind of, they're no longer around, but they were great at the time, so I've got a problem, but I first came across you, before I'd even heard of you, when I read Margrave in the Marshes, by John Peel. How did that come about?
Well, basically, I went out for a curry one night with Claire, who was my girlfriend at the time and now wife, and former bass player of the Pocket Gods. And we took her to a local Asian restaurant in Huddersfield where we were living. And she never had curries before or anything like that, so I was educating her, really. And she had this peshwari naan, which she thought was the best thing since sliced bread or sliced naans. She said, write me a song about this, it's wonderful. So I went home and wrote a song called Ballad of the Peshwari Naan, which is about a night out. I thought, I recorded it, put it on CD, and I think John Peel's going to love this. It's so random and stuff. And I sent it off to him. And then must have been about 13, 14 months later, completely forgot about the song. I got an answer phone message on my mobile. I've just finished a gig at Joseph's Well in Leeds, and Claire was driving me back. We were on the M62, and I'm listening back to this mobile answer phone message going, fuck. It's like Four Weddings and Funerals, but funnier. Claire going, what's happened? Who's died? It's John Peel. It's John fucking Peel. It's John Peel. And then that was very exciting. And then I, in the cold light of the morning, think, well, maybe it's one of my mates playing a wind up. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
And then he phoned back. So obviously it wasn't him, it was him. And he said, he really liked the other song I sent him, and kind of sent him some more stuff. So he gave me his home address in Suffolk and said, send it there because we'll get to listen to it quicker. So I did. And then he went off backpacking doing voluntary work in Peru, somewhere in South America, and died tragically.
Yeah.
And that was the end of John Peel and the end of our lucky break.
Having got that sort of visibility, it then appears that you would have had the option to become, for want of a better word, a commercial outfit, but you obviously haven't chosen to do that. No. Is there any particular reason that you've let's put it that way, avoided the limelight? Because I know every time I write anything about the Pocket Gods, I get a strong reaction, so I know there's a following there. Yeah. But as I said, you describe yourselves as the second largest band in a tiny village. You only ever talk about St Albans, yet internationally there are people that are really interested in what you guys are doing, but you've not seemed to have gone out and tried to exploit that market.
Good question. It's difficult to answer because I kind of do. Basically, I want to give up my day job and be a professional musician, writing songs about curries and sex and UFOs. And I still got that dream. I don't want to give up a day job and write songs called Ooh La La, Let's Go Dancing or something like that.
Sure.
And it's interesting because I met up with a famous songwriter a few months ago, Kathy Dennis. I don't know if you've heard of her. She's written like Kylie Minogue's hit
Right.
and all the stuff for S Club 7. And she was a pop star in the late 80s in her own right, and then she took up writing, and she just does it for the money, and that's what she does. It's a bit of a production line. You know, she writes songs to certain people like Britney Spears and stuff like that.
There's no soul in it, is there?
But yeah, for her, I'm not having a go. She's a very nice lady. For her, it's purely just it's an economic thing to do. Music's not that with me, but it would be nice to make money out of what we do. But what do you think, Paul?
I think people need to have more interest in curries and UFOs. Then it might happen.
Yeah. But I do like the idea of being in a cult band, because basically it's what it is. As you say, we do have followers all around the world. But we're actually quite big in Belgium, which is a bit sad. And then Canada, and actually Catalonia, we just had a really good review in some Spanish magazine. They're quite diggers over there. So it's good. It's all spread out.
Forget Wembley Stadium. We're doing the new camp.
Well, this album that's come out, with your track record of prolific releases, I'm guessing you've probably already written the next 2 albums. Can we expect more from you guys?
Yeah, you can. We're actually planning a summer single, double A side. It's a song called Moon and a song called
Girl in the Red Shirt,
which will be coming out in July. And that's going to be like the sound of the summer. And then we're working on a concept album based on Sandwich, but I can't say any more.
Right. Yes, Paul slapped. You can't see the webcam that I've got here, but Paul slapped his hand against Mark's face at that point, saying, "No, don't talk about this." I'm not sure if that's friction within the band or what we've just seen there. So good, we've got more to come. So in that case, we'll still keep you out of the essential indie bands list and just keep reviewing as you release stuff. And well, I was very tempted to play a Kim Wilde track on your recommendation to finish this, but let's do something different and finish with Searching for the Divine. Thanks very much for your time, Mark and Paul. Cheers.